A group of migrants found squatting inside an apartment in the Bronx were arrested on gun and drug charges, but then some were subsequently released without bail.
New York City migrants have begun squatting in your houses.
The migrants are under arrest this morning after they were discovered squatting in a home where guns and drugs were found, but that's not all.
In 2024, there's a growing trend of squatters occupying homes throughout New York. Imagine, you come to check your house and its locks are changed by some stranger. Yes, things are now getting out of hand. A similar incident occurred when federal ICE agents arrested 3 suspected criminals who were migrants squatting in a house in the Bronx.
Federal ICE agents arrested 3 presumed migrant squatters from this home in the Bronx.
It not only became a makeshift home for migrants, but also a cache for guns, drugs, and deplorable living conditions, shockingly involving a child. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the most distressing issue in NYC. Concerned about your community's safety and the ongoing immigration debate, today we will discuss the migrant issues leading to criminal activities. If you want to know more about the suspect and probable cause of this situation, we're here for you. Let's start. The Bronx case did open the eyes of everyone. Authorities discovered a house filled with squatters. 8 migrants were removed from a Bronx house in New York City on March 27th, where authorities found drugs, weapons, heaps of trash, and a 7-year-old child. This group wasn't unknown to the police, having been previously apprehended at the southern border, only to be released into the U.S. On Wednesday, after their release, Homeland Security agents took 3 of them back into custody when they went back to the squatting site on Hull Avenue. The NYPD was holding 4 others, and requests were made for them to be handed over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. ICE officials verified to Fox News Digital that all 8 had been previously detained at the border. De Sousa Villalta triggered the initial investigation after being spotted wielding a firearm near the premises, prompting 911 calls from onlookers.
It all started last Wednesday when police responded to a call about a man with a gun near the school you mentioned.
Upon their arrival, law enforcement observed De Sousa Villalta allegedly aiming a 9mm CZ pistol at an individual in an alley adjacent to the house, situated across from a school. Although the prosecutors recommended a $150,000 bail, he was granted release without needing to post any cash bond, allowing him an additional week of liberty. Some of the critics said that Judge Eugene Bowen is the most lenient, and he let them out.
Judge in the Bronx, his name is Eugene Bowen. He's the most lenient judge in New York City. So Judge Bowen let illegal criminal migrants with guns out. No bail.
The officers cannot keep arresting criminals, and strict punishments should be implemented. Recent decades have seen a significant emphasis on enforcement, including increased border security, immigration raids, and deportation efforts aimed at deterring illegal entry and residence. These measures may aim to uphold the law, but they often lead to situations where communities live in fear of separation and deportation. Experts argue that they do little to address the status of the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants already in the U.S. The ripple effects on New York City's neighborhoods are profound. Safety concerns soar, resources are strained, and social tensions rise between migrants and residents. This scenario fosters a breeding ground for misunderstanding and conflict, challenging the city's famed melting pot identity. Experts weigh in with statistics revealing a complex web of cause and effect that begs the question: are our policies aiding or abetting the crisis? If you want to know details about the squatters, stay tuned and subscribe now for the latest insights. Peering behind the headlines, we find individuals driven by desperation and dreams. One Venezuelan woman shared her hard 6-month journey to NYC, only to find challenges in obtaining necessities and employment. According to her, America represented hope. She anonymously told Yahoo News, "It's too difficult to come to a place where you don't know the language." Another story involves a family from Ecuador escaping violence, hoping for stability and work in the U.S. These narratives underline the desperation and hardship faced by migrants amidst NYC's struggling shelter system and the broader broken immigration system. Their journey, marked by hardship and danger, underscores the human element often lost in criminal statistics. These stories invite us to ponder the fine line between survival and legality. New York City's response is multifaceted. Law enforcement tightens its grip, while community meetings seek to bridge understanding between residents and migrants. NGOs step up, offering support and advocacy, yet the challenge remains daunting. However, some of the people are scared about their properties and disturbed about the squatter residing in the neighborhood. It would increase the crime rate, and they would have to witness unnecessary, illegal activities.
Neighbors say the squatters were living here illegally for about a year to a year and a half. They complained about the noise and the scooters. In fact, one neighbor told the New York Post she saw a migrant squatter beating a man with a pipe. But bottom line is, one neighbor, Brett, said they were most angry about the fact that this all happened across the street from an elementary school.
NYC starts mass migrant evictions. Hospitals, schools, and hotels are filled with migrants. The city argues that knowingly sending migrants here to overwhelm our social services system violates New York state law. Migrants at shelters across New York City will be evicted if they stay for at least 60 days. Outrage over NYC migrant shelter evictions. Now, immigration advocates and local politicians are blasting Mayor Eric Adams and demanding an end to the policy. Over the last year, New York City's public health system, managed by Health Plus hospitals, reported almost 30,000 medical visits by undocumented migrants. During this time, around 300 newborns were delivered by migrant mothers, with Bellevue Hospital in Manhattan accounting for a quarter of these visits and most of the births. The arrival of migrants has significantly increased the demand for various social services in the city, such as housing and nutrition assistance. A notable response to this influx was the controversial decision to use a Brooklyn high school as a temporary shelter for nearly 2,000 asylum seekers during a storm, sparking criticism from parents, politicians, and immigration advocates alike.
Out of New York City, students are being forced to learn online as nearly 2,000 migrants move into their school.
Nate Foy is live in Brooklyn with the latest with what's going on. Nate, what can you tell us about this?
The Bronx incident is a symptom of larger crises gripping the city, from housing shortages to unemployment, drug epidemics, and rising crime rates. These conditions create a fertile ground for illegal squatting and other activities, challenging the city's resilience and demanding innovative solutions. Elon Musk issues warning after NYC students pushed out of school to house migrants. "We'll come for your homes." The state should introduce laws for migrants and provide them basic necessities to deal with poverty. Many experts and advocacy groups call for comprehensive immigration reform that balances enforcement with compassion, housing initiatives that address shortages, and community policing that rebuilds trust. If we look into the real examples of how to make everyone feel at home and safe, we have a great example of Slab City, located in Southern California, which has evolved into a community where squatters, artists, and migrants have created a living space on the remnants of a former U.S. Marine Corps base. This unique settlement is known as the last free place in America. If we follow this example, we can remove so many problems from New York City. We call on you, our viewers, to participate in local initiatives, helping to weave a tighter community fabric. In the end, the Bronx squatting incident reveals the obscurity between immigration, local policies, and community safety. We need solutions to deal with the root cause of squatting, leading to serious crimes. Also, NYC needs proper laws to realistically solve the issue instead of just going with the flow. As we envision a future where these challenges are met with comprehensive strategies and collective action, we're reminded of the power of informed, engaged citizens in sparking meaningful change. Stay tuned with us in building a more informed and united community. Subscribe for more insights and updates on how you can make a difference.